Good morning, everybody. This is Sunday, and we are having a little bit of a cold front, which is wonderful. And we are at the end of April, and it still feels like our winter here in Texas. Normally, that we get in January and February, a cold front blows in. We get some rain, it gets windy, but it feels fantastic. And I hope that if you're out and about today, that you recognize that and enjoy it tremendously. That is part of what I'm going to talk about today very quickly is the simplicity of life. So even going outside this morning and enjoying the coolness of the day, it's a simple thing to enjoy it um, and sit in it for a little while. And as life goes along, I talk about myself. When I was younger, it was all about getting a good job, getting a lot of money, getting a house, getting a car, getting great clothes, getting jewelry, getting this, getting that, and you racking up things. And as I've gotten older, I've recognized that life really is about the simplicity of things. I'm very grateful that I woke up this morning. I'm very grateful that I have a car that has gas, that I can get in it and take a little drive. I'm very grateful that when I open the refrigerator door, there's plenty of food. I'm very grateful that I've got my glasses, that I've got a nice little sweater to put on for the cold. And I again, I live my life uh, thinking about life. I'm very observant. I'm very philosophical. I very think about, what is it for us to be here? And I've come to find out, or I'm finding out this at this late in the stage of the game for me, that life really is about simplicity. We can go along accruing many, many, many um, things, cars, houses, a bigger house. There was a story, and I will share this with you. This was a long time ago. It's one of those little magical stories that I read in a book. And there was a fisherman and his wife, and they lived in a hovel, and they were very, very poor. And every day he would go out and fish. But one day he caught a fish who turned out to be a magical fish, a prince that had been turned into a fish. That goes along with the story. So he came home. He let the fish go because the fish told him, if you let me go, things will go really well with you. And he did. But he came home and he told his wife, and the wife got very angry and said, why didn't you ask him to give us a better house? I want you tomorrow to go out there and find that fish and tell him that we need a better house than what we're living in. And the fisherman was very obedient to the wife and very docile. And so he went out fishing the next day, and sure enough, the fish came. And the fisherman said, my wife would like a better house. And the fish said, okay, when you get back home, the house will be there. And he got back home, and yes, they had a better house. And of course, I'm reading this book, and it's got all the pictures, so you can imagine. They went from a little hut to a frame house or a stone house. And the wife was very excited, but she liked, you begin to get the picture that the wife wanted more, not satisfied with what she had. The husband understood this, but he really, you can't do anything about it when people are like that. They've got to learn that. And there's a lesson in the story. And so she said, oh, well, we have this house. We need money and we need a bigger house. So tomorrow, when you go out, you must ask the fish to do this for you. So he went out the next day. And it went on like that day after day for about a week or so. And every time that the fisherman would come back, the house would be bigger. There'd be many much more clothes for the wife, jewelry, gold, silver, everything. And finally, she asked for a castle. And by this time, even the fishermen could figure out that, This wasn't going to last. So he goes back and he again what he would do is he would call out from the boat that he was in. He would call out for the fish, and the fish would come. This time the fish came, and he said, you know, and I'm paraphrasing, there isn't any much more I can give your wife. So you know what? You go back home and you'll see what has happened. And so the fisherman went back home, and what he found was his wife in the little hovel again. Okay. And the moral of the story is, how can you learn to be satisfied? Now, don't misunderstand this, that we should not or we cannot work to improve our lifestyle. But it is, what can you be wise with the lifestyle that you have? When can you say, this is enough to be satisfactory for me? That I've got this and I've got that and I've got that. And I'm sure a lot of people think, well, the goal in the world here is to work, 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 and get as much as you can, accumulation of things, only to find out that, man, things can't give you love. They cannot give you what you're really looking for, which is communication and interaction with another human being. Sometimes too much can actually isolate you. And because then you begin to think, why are people wanting to be friends with me? Is it because I've got this and I can pay for everything, or because they really, really care for me? And I know that any one of you out there in the audience have probably experienced or seen something like this. And one of the things about accumulation is to be wise and to know when you actually are okay with what you have and you're not getting into trouble by the accumulation. Are you getting into debt? Are you distancing yourself away from people that really care about you? Have you lost sight of the real goal, of the reason for the accumulation? Um, I was uh, I was at some place yesterday, and the whole goal there was, what can you give back? What can you give back today? And so throughout the day, I found myself giving back a little bit of this or a little bit of that, and it doesn't have to be huge. It could be your time, it could be your wisdom, it could be money, it could be caring, compassion, it could be a lot of different things. But what are you giving back every day? Are things in your life taking up more time? One big thing that I can think about is job, career, where you make your life your career because that gives you an identity. So think about that. Even with all that you have, are you living your life simply? Where that if you were to lose what you had, not to a point where you can't eat or anything like that, but let's say you bought a super duper car and hey, you can't pay it anymore, or you find out that the payments are really too much and you decide to trade it in for just a standard little car and you're okay with it. You don't see it as a failure. You don't see it as something that people are going to talk about. You just see it as something that you need to do to be able to live life to the best of your ability in a simple way. One of the things that we work for toward is to be wise and to have knowledge, but understand that with wisdom and knowledge, it comes with a lot of responsibility. And it because you know, you can see, you understand. So I encourage you to ask for wisdom and knowledge, but to also understand that that comes with a lot of responsibilities and to be prepared for that. And to live your life as simply as you can. And again, simply in being grateful for the fact that you woke up this morning, that hey, you got a pair of glasses, you got something warm, you've got food, you've got your family, you've got friends. And if you don't have a lot of that, just the fact that you are able to cultivate it if you want to, that's the simplicity of being who you are. So anyway, I just wanted to share a little bit of that knowledge, and uh, take it however way you want to. Some people may or may not think about, oh, that, that doesn't make sense. But I wish you a beautiful Sunday and stay warm and enjoy this nice cool weather. Because I think I've said this before, I'm a frustrated meteorologist. This cold front that went through is going to back up as, I mean, this cold front, yes, that went through is going to back up as a warm front and it's going to give us more rain. So there you go. Enjoy the day. Thank you very much.